Okay. So we'll have a small presentation regarding astronomy, and I will continue if you are still interested after this. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the end. Okay. புரியலன்னா சொல்லுங்க, ஏன்னா நான் தூங்க வைக்க விரும்பல. ஓகேவா? ரிப்ளை கொடுக்கணும் எல்லாத்துக்குமே. ஓகேவா? எனக்கு யாருமே தெரியல இங்கிருந்து. ஓகேவா? எது? அது நான் ரெக்கார்டிங் தான் யூஸ் பண்ணுறேன், இது சவுண்டுக்கு இல்லை. ஸோ yeah, okay, starting off about ourselves. This is our startup called Dustlit, where we do mainly stargazing events. So small thing about us, this was started by me, Sai Srinivas. I am an amateur astronomer and astrophotographer. I've got few awards. I've been doing this for past 6 years or so. And my partner is Karthik Kannan. He's an architect. He knows how to build telescopes very well. That's his thing. Yeah. So what we do mainly is we organize stargazing trips under dark skies. So the importance of dark skies, everybody should be under dark skies, because we are missing out on that. Because not many people, the future generations might not even see what you're going to see today. The Milky Way, everything we are losing it. People will not even recognize there's something called as a Milky Way. So that's very sad thing, because we have something very beautiful in our universe. We are just stuck up in our homes and sleeping all night. I mean, I'm not gonna say do astronomy every day, but yeah, you should also know about this. And another thing we do is solar observation using hydrogen alpha telescope, which we'll see tomorrow morning if the skies clears up. And yeah, the next one is we'll see the moon and planets with another telescope. And this is our last time group photo with the Milky Way from another campsite in same Jawadhu Hills only. Yeah. Okay. So where did all it begin? Before that, since I started about light, I'll talk about this bottle scale. So bottle scale is a scale which defines the amount of light pollution. Based on this image, can you see up and tell what kind of skies we are in? So it starts from 1 to 9, 1 being the best and 9 being the worst. So can you just tell which one we are in? No, we are, according to stats, we are in actually roughly around 3 to 4. 7 is Chennai, Bangalore and all, or even more that. You still didn't see the actual potentials of the sky. The skies are getting cleared up right now. We'll see. So this is the difference. So if you see at bottle 1 sky, we'll see almost the Milky Way core exactly like this. So if you go into inner cities, you won't even see 10 to 15 stars. In a proper dark sky, you will see almost like thousands of stars. So proper dark sky experience is for everyone. From today's afternoon, I've been talking to everyone about the same thing. I've been doing this for you just need your naked eyes to enjoy the night sky. You don't need photographs or any sort of telescope equipments. All you need is go out and see. You will learn lot of things. That's how astronomy started. People didn't have telescopes back then. It came in 1600s only by Galileo or a few people. Before that, everything they basically recorded after observing for day and night. That's how geocentric was proven false. Heliocentric came. There was a lot of revolutions happening. So let me start with an interesting story. Can you guess, does anybody know this story by seeing this image? Okay. I'll say this is a very interesting story about how science and astronomy played a huge role for a man of getting food for many days. So this is the guy called as Christopher Columbus, the guy who discovered America. You all know him. So when he was on a trip to Jamaica, he went there as a sailor, and he got foods very nice, and they gave him food for almost 6 months. In exchange, they were giving something else. But after 6 months, they didn't have anything to give back. So at that point, they stopped all the supplies. At that point, when Christopher Columbus is a very smart guy, who used a calendar from his Arabic astronomer friend, which had all the details of lunar eclipse. So what basically happens in a lunar eclipse? The earth is in between the moon and the sun. So all the sunsets and sunrises on our earth refracts exactly onto the moon, making the moon blood red, right? So back in the days, people were very superstitious. Everything related to sky and all were considered as very religious and omen and all. So people used to believe those things very greatly. So to get food properly, he used this trick. If you don't give me food for few months, God is gonna curse you by saying that the dragon is gonna eat the moon. That's when exactly he says the lunar eclipse happens, and it was on February 20th, 1504. So that's how he got food for many days. People used to believe back then. Nowadays, if you go and say, hey, it won't happen, but yeah, this was the case, and we also have a lunar eclipse this year, which you can all observe from your homes, September 7, midnight. If you are interested, you should be interested. You are here, so you will be seeing. You should try to see that. Yeah. So these are the 3 types of telescopes. After finishing types of telescopes, I'll stop it. Then if you want to have any another presentation, we'll continue after that. Okay. Can you guess who is this guy? Yeah, Galileo. Very obvious answer. Yeah, he was the guy who perfected the telescope. He was not the one who invented telescope as you read in books. The first guy was Hans Lippershey. He was a lens maker who made lenses for spying purposes. He did not make for astronomical purposes, but his telescopes were perfected and very long enough, and it gave super resolutions that it was considered the best of its time. He discovered the Galilean moons, the 4 moons of Jupiter and phases of Venus, and he even helped in proving that Earth is not in the center. It is just a basic planet rotating around the sun, which he faced many issues. Even he spent his last days of his life in imprisonment jail. There was a lot of issues. Yeah, we can go and talk about all how science people got into issues just because they proved something. Yeah. So the first kind of telescopes is called as refracted telescopes. Okay, 1 second. So you can see the lens here, right? 1 second. Yeah, you can. I have marked it, right? This is the lens part. So the first kind of telescopes were used by made by using basic lenses. Any sort of lenses. The light comes from infinity, and it goes through this lens and it focuses at one point. This is where we use an eyepiece or light magnifier. You could have seen while observing today. Will form a bigger image, shows image. The issues with such type of telescopes is that there is something called as aberrations. So lenses are not very easy to make and they are very expensive. So if you make any cheap lenses, if you take any lens or let's say you all should know something called as prism. When you pass white light through that, it will split into colors, right? Similarly, lenses used to do that. There will be many issues like chromatic aberration and chroma and chromatic aberration. The chroma is basically elongation of stars. Stars are supposed to look like pinpoints. They are not look like egg shape or etc. Or you can see this purple fringes here over on this Orion Nebula image. So to fix this issue, our famous scientist Newton came and invented this Newtonian reflectors, which used mirrors. Mirrors are basically what's the purpose of a mirror? Yeah, it basically reflects the light. It doesn't refract anything. There's no transfer in medium. So the images were very accurate. I mean, there are still issues. There's nothing perfect and all. But for our little bit of understanding, we can say that Newtonian reflectors are very good. That's why we use this. This works basically like this. So light comes from infinity, goes to the primary mirror, and primary is a concave mirror. The curvature is inward, and the light comes back again and hits on the secondary mirror, and again travels back to the eyepiece. This is how the light travels. So this is used with basic mirrors. So we used to get very good images. And yeah, reflectors are the most popular telescope. The telescope which we use right now and the next telescope will be using later in the night also is a reflector, because they are very efficient to make and very easy to use. To make good quality reflectors of this size, you will need to spend lakhs of money, so which is not possible. Yeah. Okay, we'll simply go about tracking mounts and stop for right now. And there's two types of mounts. One is called as alt azimuth mount and German equatorial mount. The kind of mount you all used, we saw, right? Can you guess what kind of mount is that? Yeah, we have two mounts here, right? What is that? Yeah, it's an equatorial mount. Alt mount is mainly for visual purpose, but it doesn't track the night sky properly. So we use equatorial mount. Once you align it to the north direction, it tracks continuously. It tracks the rotation of our night sky. So this is the telescope which he built for the first time. This is called a Dobsonian type, which is very easy to use, very user friendly, etc. Yeah. Yeah, you can see the earth rotation in this video. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see all these things later, because if I speak for more, you might get too much overwhelmed. If you have any questions, you can ask me. I can discuss them for a few minutes.
Bro, in reflector telescope, upper one length what? Reflector scope, மேல ஒரு length இருக்குல.
அது செகண்டரி மிரர். பிரைமரி செகண்டரி மிரர். மேல லென்ஸ்ல இல்ல ப்ரோ, அது ஐபீஸ். நீங்க இருங்க நான் வைக்கிறேன்.
அந்த செகண்டரிக்கு மேல
இதுதானே? இதுதானே சொல்றீங்க? இதுவா? இது என்னன்னா வந்து இது ஸ்பெஷல் டைப் ஆஃப் நியூட்டனியன் பேர்ட் ஜோன் சொல்லுவாங்க. இது வந்து ஆஸ்டிக்மேட்டிசம்னு ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்குது. அந்த ப்ராப்ளம் கரெக்ட் பண்ணுறதுக்கு, பட் ஜென்ரலாக வந்து ப்ராப்பர் நியூட்டனியன்ஸில் யூஸ் பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. இது ஸ்பெஷலைஸ்ட் நியூட்டனியன், அவ்வளோதான். ஸோ இதில் மட்டும் யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க, பட் நீங்கள் அதை பற்றி கேர் பண்ண தேவையில்ல. அந்த டெலஸ்கோப்ஸ் ஆர் நாட் தட் பர்ஃபெக்ட். தே ஹாவ் மெனி இஷ்யூஸ். அதுதான் அந்த லென்ஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணி திரும்பி கரெக்ட் பண்ணுறாங்க வேறு எதனா இஷ்யூ இருந்தால். எனிதிங் எல்ஸ்? எல்லாருக்கும் போர் அடிக்குதா? இல்லை, இவ்வளோ சைலண்ட்டாக இருக்கக்கூடாது. நான் ஸ்கூல் டீச்சர்லாம் கிடையாது. நீங்கள் என்ன வேணாலும் கேட்கலாம், தெரிஞ்சே சொல்ல போகிறேன். ஐ மீன், இதெல்லாம் வந்து நீங்கள் கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமாக நீங்களே வந்து ரெகுலராக பார்த்தீங்கன்னா தான் யூ வில் ஹாவ் சம் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இன் ஆஸ்ட்ரோனமி ஆஸ் வெல். இட்ஸ் ஒன் ஆஃப் தி பெஸ்ட் ஹாபி ஒன் கேன் ஹாவ். யா, ஸோ அதை டெவலப் பண்ணுறதுக்கு தான் நாங்கள் ஈவெண்ட்ஸே பண்ணுறோம். ஸோ நீங்கள் வந்து இந்த ஹாபிக்குள்ளே வரணும். யூ ஷுட் ஆல்சோ டூ சம்திங் ஆன் யுவர் பார்ட். இட் வில் டெவலப் மோர் பீஸ், more humanity, many things. Astronomy will teach you humility, because astronomical scale pathina we are nothing. We are basically a mote of dust. Carl Sagan வந்து Voyager spacecraft, when it was leaving the solar system on 1990 February 14 Valentine's Day அன்னைக்கு, he took a photo of Earth. Yeah, that's a satellite. Moving on. Yeah, on the side towards not இருங்க நான் காட்டுறேன். here இதுதான் நார்த். you can actually once with stars are getting nice right now. Yeah, we can see the Ursa Major here. Let us stop the presentation and we'll do stargazing. Yeah, okay, you can ask questions in between as well, no issues.